together, welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Tanja. Great you find your way to this space, and today I'm making a video about my sewing favorites. I've been wanting to make a video of my favorites for a long time now, basically since I saw the first favorites video here on YouTube, which was about a year ago. However, I wanted to wait a little bit and first collect all of my ideas so that I can present you really just the best ideas I have and my most favorite things. And yeah, now I think I've got enough together to make a whole video. So yeah, let's jump right into it. My first favorite is a sewing pattern, and you will already have heard of this sewing pattern a lot if you have been following this channel for a while. It's the Megan Nielsen roll-on top and bodysuit, and I like that pattern because it has so many options. So it's basically a pattern for a top with t-shirt sleeves, 3/4 sleeves and long sleeves, and it has a lot of different neckline options. So it has a v-neck option, an option for a turtleneck, an option for a smaller scoop neck, I forgot the name of that. And Megan has also a tutorial on her blog on how to hack a large scoop neck. So it's a really versatile pattern, especially since it also has for all of these options the bodysuit version. So you can choose to either make a top that ends at your hips, or you can make a bodysuit. I personally don't wear bodysuits, however I still got a lot of use out of this pattern, and I've already made a lot of different versions of this pattern. The other great thing about this pattern is that Megan Nielsen patterns are usually really good, so the instructions are amazing. You get great explanations, you get illustrations. If you haven't used one of her patterns before, I can only recommend it, they're great. Another great thing that I noticed when I was printing out the pattern is that it only uses the tiniest possible amount of paper that it has to use. I don't know the exact number of pages, however I was really impressed that it goes on so little paper. The other reason why I can only recommend this pattern is because I think a knitted top is something a lot of people wear. So regardless of their lifestyle or job or clothing preferences, most people have some knitted tops in their wardrobe, and most sewers will eventually sew a knitted top. So this is really something that you can have in your stash and that you can use in 10 years time, in 20 years time. It won't go out of style since it's just a fitted simple top, and it's such an essential piece. Plus, this pattern makes it so easy for you to change it to your needs and to find the perfect style for you and then make it up. And it also makes it easy for you to sew a lot of them and don't feeling like you have all of the same types of garment in your closet. So you can make a long sleeve with a turtleneck, a scoop neck with 3/4 sleeves, and then a v-neck with a t-shirt, and they will look like different garments, especially if you vary the fabric, and you can even sew it up a size bigger or smaller if you want a more loose-fitting top, and it won't look like a boring collection of just the same pieces in your wardrobe, while still preserving the fit. So every time you make it, you don't have to make it well. What I'm wearing today is actually a hack of that top. I made a v-neck version, however I lowered my v-neck a little bit, and then I put on those bands here and made a wrap front. So yeah, it wraps like this, and I simply made the full sleeve version and then added cuffs at the end, which makes them a little bit longer, although I took a little bit out of the sleeves. Yeah, and I added a band at the bottom as well. This is just one simple example how you can customize this great pattern further if you should get bored of the many options. The second thing I have on my list is this great measuring tape, and I like it for two reasons. The first one is this little button here. So when you pull it out and you press the button, it will roll up. And it's really practical. Even if you have it pulled out completely, you can tidy up in a second with this one button. It's just so easy to make it look neat again. The other thing I like about this is that it has centimeters on one side and inches on the other side. And although that's only a tiny point, for me it makes a really big difference. So I think it's great that our sewing community is so multicultural and that we can get patterns from the other side of the world. What is kind of annoying is that some of them use inches and some of them use centimeters, and if you don't know by heart how much a centimeter in inches is and an inch in centimeter, you have to calculate every time you hear a measurement in your head. So such a measuring tape comes in very handy because you can simply switch to the side which the sewing pattern or the tutorial is working with, and you don't have to calculate every time in your head. And it's great for when you want to convert between centimeter and inches as well. So let's say we want to know what 2 inches are in centimeters. So I put my finger at 2 inches and then I simply turn it around and I see, oh, that's 5 centimeters. So yeah, this simple thing has been a really time-saving thing for me, because it allows me to work with all of your tutorials and instructions from England, America and Australia. Item number 3 I want to show you is a lint brush. And most of you, I'm sure, are using lint rolls, which are these rolls you can roll over your garments and then soak up all the lints because they're sticky, and if they're covered with lints you can simply rub away the outer layer and then it's fresh again. However, this thing is great because it does the same while not being thrown away. It works like a lint roller, just that you brush your clothes. So in one way it will go smooth over your garment and the other way will feel a lot rougher. And with the rough way you will pick up all the lints on your garments and they will stick to that. And if you want to get them away, you can simply brush with your fingers the way that feels less rough, and then you have the lints in your hand and you can put them away. Thing number 4 I want to recommend you is actually not a real item. It's to fabric shops. So this will probably be the most interesting to the people living outside of the UK, because if you're living outside of the UK and you want to get fabric from there, you usually have to pay a lot for shipping. So most of the fabric shops in the UK don't seem to ship fabric from the UK to somewhere in Europe for under 13 or 14 pounds. And for me that is actually a lot of shipping if I can get it here in Germany for 2 or 3 euros. So since I discovered that the UK has great fabric shops, I am basically on a hunt to find fabric shops that have at least decent shipping fees. And I've already found 2. If you can recommend me some, please do. Please write them in the comments. I'd be really grateful for that. So the first one is, thankfully, Sew Over It, which is great because they have great fabrics as well. Their shipping is, I think, £6, which is great because it's just half of what the other average fabric shops charge. The second fabric shop is So Essential. I think their shipping was even cheaper. It was like £5. Yeah, at least a lot lower than the usual shipping costs. Another great thing about these 2 fabric shops is that those are actually fabric shops who have really good quality fabric. So from Sew Over It as well as from So Essential, I only got fabrics, even if it was a polyester fabric or something, that was really good quality. And I'm always worried when I purchase on the internet and I can't feel the fabric, that it might feel more cheap than it looks on the picture. And yeah, so with these 2 shops you really don't have to worry, in my experience at least, that their fabric is cheap or low quality. They always sell great fabrics, and especially the polyesters on So Essential. I think from Sew Over It I just got cotton fabrics and viscose and stuff. So on So Essential I got John Color fabrics, and they're both polyester, and I was worried because I wanted to make some summery garments out of them, but they were honestly the best polyester fabric I had ever gotten. They were like great, even for hot weather. They were like amazing. So yeah, those are two fabric shops that I can really recommend. My favorite number 5 is a sewing magazine, and it's the Burda Easy. As you might already know, I own a few Burda magazines, but this is the first Burda Easy I own. And what is so great about these Burda Easy magazines is that the instructions for the patterns are really great. So all of the patterns in here have fully illustrated instructions. So let me show you. You get instructions like these, where you have illustrations and text, and okay, it's in German, you probably can't understand it, but they really explain well how you have to put the things together so that you end up with a well-made garment. And that's what I love about them, because usually if you have already seen a Burda magazine, the instructions are really short, and they're just for people who are experienced in sewing, because as a beginner you might not be able to work with those instructions. But the Easy magazines are great because they have full instructions and everything is step by step, and you can really follow them really well. The other thing what's great about this is that it comes with quite like paper patterns. It has a similar paper which you can then unfold, and here on the front you have all the garments listed that are made from that piece of paper, so that's great. And then you have, like on a usual printed paper, all of the pieces, and you can, if you want to, cut them out straight away from that pattern piece, because they are not layered over each other. You can cut out every piece. You don't have to trace anything else if you don't want to. You can cut everything out and still have the full range of sewing pattern pieces. What I also love about this season's magazine, they come out twice a year, so one for autumn and winter and one for spring and summer. So what I really love about this season's one, and I think they don't do it with all of them, but with this they did, it's kind of like a capsule wardrobe with 6 patterns, and every pattern has about 3 or 4 variations. So you only have to cut out the pattern pieces once and can then make 3 or 4 garments with them in different variations. For example, the jacket from the front, it looks a little bit like the Cocoa jacket by Sew Over It, I think. You have the version here with 3/4 sleeves, and which is ending at your waist. Then you have here 2 other versions. One or both of them have a peplum at the hem, so they will end at your hip, and one of them has peplum sleeves and the other one has plain sleeves. And of course you can combine all these features, and what you don't really see on the picture, but they have same neck pieces as well. So you can insert them or you can leave them out, and so you can create a lot of different garments with the same pattern pieces, which I think is really great, because even if you're only making one of those pieces, you can still combine all the things into there you want to have in there. Yeah, so I'd say this pattern is really on trend because it looks so much like the Cocoa jacket, and yeah, just anything that's on trend right now in jackets. And my other favorite piece out of this magazine is one of the sweater patterns, so this one here, and you see it has a boat neck and peplum sleeves, and then we have another version which makes a dress, and it also has 2 other versions, which is this one which I'm attempting to make, and another dress version, this time with the peplum sleeves as well. So it always shows you a lot of versions and a lot you can do with your garments, and even if you made it one time, you can make it a second time and make it look completely different, while not having to cut out any further pattern pieces, or not a lot of them, in case you want to make the dress the second time. So yeah, that's why I love them, and you really get a lot of value for what you pay for them. So I think they are €7, and you get 6 patterns with 3 or 4 versions each, and you can further customize them. And there are a few other things in there as well, like little mini tutorials and yeah, stuff like that. And last but not least, I want to share some really inspiring YouTubers with you. So I've got 3 people I want to mention. The first one is Justine Leconte. She is from France, but she makes videos in English, and she's a fashion designer, so she also talks from the perspective of designing and making garments as well. However, she assumes that her viewers are people who usually buy clothing, so it's nothing sewing related. I just want to recommend you this channel because she does a lot of awesome videos on styling, on body types, on what's the best colors for you, on color palettes, on capsule wardrobes. She has a series at the moment about capsule wardrobes, which is still going for a few weeks. And she does a lot of fashion and styling stuff, but not in a way like those common fashion and style and lifestyle YouTubers do, like, here I've got a haul, I show you what I wear and that's it. She does it from more like a fashion coach perspective. And she does really know a lot about fabrics and fibers and types of garments and stuff, because she has studied that stuff. So yeah, she's great for many reasons. Then the next one I want to share with you is Rebecca Jacobs. She is, as she says, a style coach. So she coaches people to find their style and to find, even if they think their wardrobe is completely useless, to find things in there that suit them. She makes them feel more confident about their fashion and their own style, and she also has a lot of videos which are great if you're seeking for advice but you're sick of all these videos which tell you you have to have this and this and this piece and then you're fine. Her approach is much more individual, so you can really watch them and learn something for yourself. And her philosophy is really great, because she says that your style has to be an extension of your inner, and that with your style you should express how you feel in your inner, and that, I think, is really something else, something you don't see a lot here on YouTube. And yeah, she has a lot of great videos. So if you want to know a lot more of style and learn something, and I guarantee you you'll learn stuff and hear lots of interesting things, then I can only recommend you to check her out. And the last one I want to mention is Daria Andronescu. She is a personal shopper and stylist, and she has a lot of videos on capsule wardrobes as well. And I shared her on Instagram a few weeks ago because she did a series on different types of fabric. She goes through all the fabrics, natural and synthetic fibers and semi-synthetic fibers, and explains how sustainable they are in the aspect of how much pollution is there, how much water do they use to be produced, how well can you recycle them, things like that. So this 3-video series is really great if you want to inform yourself about fabrics. And what I love about her is that she herself is a person who just wears a lot of colorful and bold and expressive stuff, and that she can always put together those capsule wardrobes which only contain interesting pieces with colors and with interesting shapes. And those capsule wardrobe really contain no simple basic pieces just for having basic pieces, and then she can put all those pieces together and create amazing outfits with them and actually wear all those pieces together. And that's something I find really interesting too, because usually when you search for capsule wardrobe advice you see just people who wear black, white and grey, and she's really the exact opposite of that. So yeah, if you want to see a lot of colorful pieces combined together with a modern touch, then yeah, definitely check her out. So those are the 3 YouTubers I draw a lot of inspiration from and advice style-wise. Besides those in the sewing community, I don't have to share with you a lot of sewing YouTubers, because I'm sure most of you already know the ones I like as well. But I think outside the sewing community thing, we definitely don't all watch the same ones. So yeah, I thought you might like those as well. Yeah, now I guess we are already at the end of this video, and I hope you liked my favorites and that they could inspire you or be in any way helpful to you. If they were, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't too. I'd be really grateful for that. We've recently reached 1,000 subscribers and I'm so grateful for that as well. And yeah, I want to thank you all again, and thank you for watching this video till the end. So yeah, see you soon, and till then, stay well. Bye!